Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Chef Marie Inigas. Make sure you like and subscribe this page so you can get some more awesome food to make, right? So today we're gonna make my mom's favorites and a lot of people's favorites here in New Mexico. We're gonna make apple empanadas with dulce de leche. So we're gonna do the best caramel apple empanada today for your liking, for my liking, for everybody's liking. All right, today, first thing we're gonna start. You can start this before you even start your empanadas because honestly, this is gonna take the longest, okay? So first, you get your sweetened condensed milk. It doesn't matter what kind of sweetened condensed milk you get, how much it is, it's all gonna come out the same. It's gonna make the best caramel, or we call it dulce de leche, that you're gonna have. What I do is I have to take off the paper because otherwise you're gonna have paper all up in your water. You're gonna put this whole can, you're gonna submerge it in some water, just like that. Put it on your stove and you're gonna let it go at full blast, making sure that you keep putting water in it, otherwise your cans are gonna explode and it just makes a big mess. You don't wanna do that. Luckily, today we got Movie Magics and I already got some made. So let me show you what it's gonna look like, okay? The longer you boil it, the darker it's gonna get. And the longer you boil it, the thicker it's gonna get. I like it to get about here, so it's like a perfect caramel. Dulce de leche at its finest, right? We do this a lot for all of our cakes and our sweets. And that's it. There you go. Best caramel there is, dulce de leche. So after we do this, we're gonna put this aside and let's make our filling for our apples. Then I'm gonna tell you how much all this costed me. Because I know when you go to a restaurant, desserts these days are between 10 and 15 bucks. This whole recipe right now is gonna give you 8 pretty little tiny empanadas for your family. That's gonna be $15 for all of them, okay? So you wanna you can cut your apples into quarters, you can cut your apples into strips, you can cut them into, you know, little dices, whatever you want, however you want it. I like to do it diced in empanadas, so that way you can fit a little bit more filling in there than you normally would. So as soon as you have all your apples diced and stuff like this is one of my grandma's favorite things to make, was an apple pie. I actually have her container that says apple pie recipe on there. She gave it to me a few years back before she passed away, and we always made apple pie in that pan on Thanksgiving. So this is very, very, very good to me. I just put my twist on it, but this is my grandma's stuff. So what we do is, because we want to sweeten the apples actually are Gala apples. You can buy Honeycrisp, you can buy Granny Smith's, you can buy Red Delicious, like whatever apple you want. I personally like the Gala apples and I like the Honeycrisp apples because I feel like they're just a little bit sweeter. And honestly, the way the color of the peel and everything, it just looks so much prettier. So we're gonna put a little bit of brown sugar and do it to your taste, because some people's sweeters, some guys like it sweeter than others, right? I like it just perfect. So we're gonna put a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, because you gotta have cinnamon in apples. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit of cornstarch, because what the cornstarch is gonna do while it's baking is that it's gonna thicken it. It's gonna thicken the sauce for your apples so that you're not just gonna have some watery sauce in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of water, like very little, because you're gonna want it, you don't want it too watery when you're gonna put it in your empanadas. That's about halfway up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna make sure I sweeten it, I stir it up real good. So we're gonna put them on the oven. We're gonna start them out a little bit high, get them to a boil, and then I'm gonna bring them down so that I can bring it down so it'll start reducing the sauce. I don't really have time, and a lot of people don't have time to like make a pie crust. Pie crust is actually one of the easiest things I think you have to make. But when you're in a hurry and you're coming home to feed your family, you wanna get something that's easy, but it's gonna be just as delicious as making a homemade one. So with everything else being homemade, we went ahead and got the pie crust. You can buy these pie crusts, like 2 of them for like $4, something like that. Most of the time they're a little bit bigger. These ones are actually a little bit smaller that I got, but I like to make sure I roll them all out. If you roll them out, you get a bigger empanada, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically make this one into 2 really good size empanadas. Okay, so now I'm gonna make an egg wash. An egg wash is basically to make all of your pastries very shiny, make it look pretty, so it looks very appetizing. So what I do is I put an egg, put a little bit of water, mix it up real good, and then we're gonna put it aside. So as soon as we're ready to fill up our empanadas, we'll put it around to keep the empanada together, and then we're gonna put it off to make it look pretty. Okay, so as your apples, look at, they're getting softer. We don't want to get them too soft because we still want to have them a little bit of crunch. Because when we put them in the empanada, they're going to get a little bit even softer. All right, let's stuff these empanadas, right? So what you do is you get your dough, because you're going to make 2 out of each one, right? So we're going to fill it halfway. Then you're going to get your, you should have a brush for this, but I don't. You're gonna get your egg wash, you're gonna go around it so that it's gonna make sure that's gonna help it seal. So I'm gonna cut it over, all right? Then I'm gonna put it right down the middle with my pinky. That way we know where we're gonna cut, right? A lot of people like to make empanadas and they like to make them look pretty and they like to make them, and which is all fine and good. But my mom taught me that an empanada is beautiful because they're all made different. So we're gonna egg wash the top. We're gonna make a couple little holes. We already have a pan nice and sprayed with a little bit of pan spray. And we're gonna put it here. We'll fill all the rest of the empanadas, put them in the oven. After 18 minutes, this is what you got. Beautiful empanadas. They're gonna make your whole family happy. I know I'm already happy. You can smell this whole kitchen light up with the apples, the cinnamon, the sugar, and the dough. And they're perfect because they're all different, and that's what's gonna make you love them the most. All right, guys, dulce de leche. We're gonna make some caramel apple empanadas. All right, this is what I like because it's gonna give you a bite of everything. It reminds me of those apple suckers. My sister loves those apple suckers that have the caramel on them, and they taste just so good. So we're gonna put a little bit of caramel on the top, dulce de leche. Give it that last little bit of love that your empanada is gonna need in your sweet treat. You could even put a little bit of whipped cream, just for fun, just for pretty. So if you put pumpkin in here, then you have a pumpkin empanada with whipped cream, sweet potatoes. You can put anything you want in an empanada. Empanadas are very versatile. So stuff your empanada, stuff it well, and eat it good. Want to try this, Natalie? Hey, dip it in the whipped cream.
And dip it in the whipped cream.
Yes, it's on the plate. Eat it.
All right, let's see. It's
It's
really hot.
hot.
Hopefully, give it a second. Here you go, ma'am. That's good.
That's an empanada. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching our show on empanadas. Go stuff your empanada, but before you do that, make sure you like and subscribe to this page. Show us what's up. Tell me what your empanadas are. I want to know what you put in your empanadas and how you make them. Let me know. Like, subscribe. Chef Marina Guest at my mom's. You guys have a beautiful day.